Have you ever wondered how the historical timeline of the Bible correlates with the world's history? Well, today, we're going to delve into that very topic. We'll be tracing the steps of Jesus Christ, following his journey from birth to resurrection, as depicted in the Bible. This journey isn't just about the path traveled by one man. It's a journey that has shaped the course of history and continues to influence our world today. Understanding the historical context of the Bible is crucial. It allows us to see the connections between biblical events and world history, revealing how they are intertwined. It gives us a fuller, richer understanding of the life of Jesus and the world he lived in. We'll be traveling through time, exploring different geographical locations, and discovering how they played a part in the life of Jesus. So brace yourselves as we embark on a journey back in time, tracing the footsteps of Jesus. Our journey begins in Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus. Nestled in the heart of the Judean hills, this ancient city holds a rich tapestry of history and faith. In the time of Jesus' birth, Bethlehem was under Roman occupation, a detail that significantly shaped the narrative of his life. Bethlehem, meaning house of bread in Hebrew, was more than just a geographical location. It was a symbol of sustenance, of life's basic necessity. It was here that Jesus, referred to as the bread of life, was born, providing a powerful metaphor for the spiritual nourishment he would offer. Bethlehem was a small town, its population a mere 1,000 or so people. Yet, its significance in the world of antiquity was immense. It was the city of David, Israel's greatest king, and the prophesied birthplace of the Messiah, according to the book of Micah in the Old Testament. The Roman occupation of Bethlehem during Jesus' birth added another layer of complexity to the story. The Romans were known for their strict governance, heavy taxation, and the imposition of their culture and religion. The people of Bethlehem, like the rest of Judea, lived under this oppressive rule, longing for freedom and deliverance. It was in this context, a tiny city under a vast empire's rule, that Jesus was born, in the humblest of circumstances, in a manger, because there was no room at the inn. His birth was not marked by the pomp and ceremony befitting a king. Instead, it was shepherds, considered lowly and unimportant, who were the first to receive the news of his birth. This seemingly ordinary event in Bethlehem was destined to have extraordinary implications. The birth of Jesus marked the beginning of a journey that would challenge the societal norms of the time, ignite hope in the hearts of many, and ultimately change the course of human history. Thus, Bethlehem marks the humble beginnings of a journey that would change the course of history. From Bethlehem, we journey to Nazareth, where Jesus spent his formative years. Nestled in the lowlands of northern Israel, Nazareth is a small town that played a significant role in shaping the life and teachings of Jesus. Nazareth was a close-knit agricultural community, largely isolated from the major trade routes and political centers of the day. This humble setting is likely where Jesus developed his profound appreciation for the simplicity of life and the inherent dignity of labor. It's in this humble town, amidst the olive groves and vineyards, that Jesus may have first learned the values of compassion, humility, and love for one's neighbor. The people of Nazareth were known for their strong sense of community and adherence to Jewish law, which would have heavily influenced Jesus' upbringing. Here he would have attended synagogue, learned to read and write in Hebrew, and studied the scriptures. This solid foundation in Jewish law and prophecy would later become a cornerstone of his teachings. But life in Nazareth was not without its challenges. It was a time of political unrest and Roman occupation. The injustice and suffering that Jesus witnessed in his youthful years may have ignited his passion for social justice and equality, themes that would become central to his ministry. Nazareth also offered Jesus a vantage point to the wider world. Caravans passing through brought stories of different cultures and lands, possibly sparking his curiosity and fostering a sense of inclusivity, which is evident in his later interactions with Samaritans, Romans, and others outside his Jewish community. In Nazareth, Jesus grew from a child into a man. He experienced the rhythms of ordinary life, the joys, the sorrows, the hopes, and the hardships. These experiences, combined with his spiritual upbringing, laid the groundwork for his ministry. They shaped his understanding of humanity and his vision of a kingdom where love, justice, and mercy reign. In Nazareth, Jesus grew from a child into a man, setting the stage for his ministry. Next, we journey to Jerusalem, the center of Jesus' ministry. Jerusalem, a city of profound historical relevance, a bustling hub of life during the time of Jesus. It was more than just a geographical location. It was an epicenter of culture, religion, and politics, a melting pot where diverse ideologies converged. In the heart of this city, Jesus delivered his teachings, his parables, his wisdom that would reverberate throughout the ages. The city's significance in Jesus' life is indisputable. It was here that he performed many of his miracles, challenged societal norms, and ignited a spiritual revolution that would forever change the world. Jerusalem during Jesus' time was a place of contrasts. On one hand, it was the center of Jewish religious life, home to the magnificent Second Temple, a place of worship and sacrifice. On the other hand, it was under the rule of the Roman Empire, marked by political unrest and social upheaval. This was the backdrop against which Jesus preached his message of love, forgiveness, and salvation. His teachings often clashed with the religious and political authorities of the day, making him a controversial figure. Yet, it was his radical message that attracted followers, making Jerusalem the birthplace of a movement that would later become known as Christianity. But Jerusalem was not just a stage for Jesus' ministry. It was also a place where he showed his humanity, where he wept over its future, where he experienced betrayal and denial by those closest to him. It was a city that brought out both the divine and the human aspects of Jesus, making his story all the more relatable and poignant. So, as we walk the ancient streets of Jerusalem, we are treading the same ground where Jesus once walked, where he preached and healed, where he laughed and cried, where he lived and died. We are walking in the footsteps of history, of a man whose life and teachings continue to shape our world. Jerusalem was where Jesus' message began to gain traction, setting the stage for what was to come. Now, we trace Jesus' journey from Galilee to Jerusalem. Picture it, the rural region of Galilee, where Jesus spent much of his time preaching, healing, and gathering followers. This is where he performed many of his miracles, where he walked on water and fed the 5,000. Here, in these small towns and fishing villages, Jesus' message of love, faith, and forgiveness began to take root. But his ministry didn't stop there. Jesus knew he needed to carry his message further, to the bustling city of Jerusalem. So he embarked on a journey that would not only change his life, but the course of history. As he traveled, he passed through many towns and regions. In each place he preached, healed the sick, and showed the power of God's love. One significant stop was the town of Samaria. Here he met a woman at a well and revealed to her that he was the Messiah, breaking with societal norms of the time. His actions in Samaria highlight his message of inclusivity and his willingness to challenge the status quo. Another notable part of this journey was his visit to Jericho. Here, he healed a blind man, Bartimaeus, whose faith in Jesus' ability to heal him was so strong that he refused to be silenced. His healing not only shows Jesus' divine power, but also the power of faith and determination. As Jesus moved closer to Jerusalem, his popularity grew, and so did the opposition. Yet he continued, undeterred by the challenges he faced. He entered Jerusalem to crowds of people waving palm branches, a sign of respect and honor. But it was here that he would face his greatest challenge. This journey from Galilee to Jerusalem was more than a simple change of location. It was a turning point in Jesus' ministry. Each town he visited, each person he healed, each sermon he gave, all were steps towards spreading his message to a wider audience. This journey marked a turning point in Jesus' ministry, as his message began to reach a wider audience. Our journey ends in Jerusalem, where Jesus was crucified and resurrected. Here we stand at the culmination of Jesus' journey, a moment that has echoed through millennia, shaping the course of human history. It is in Jerusalem where the last dramatic chapters of Jesus' life unfolded, a narrative that bore witness to both unimaginable suffering and divine triumph. The events leading up to the crucifixion are fraught with tension. Jesus, having been betrayed by one of his own, Judas Iscariot, was arrested and subjected to a trial under Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor of Judea. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, Jesus was condemned to die by crucifixion, a brutal and humiliating form of execution designed to deter dissent against the Roman Empire. But the story doesn't end there. 3 days after his death, Jesus was said to have resurrected, a claim that stunned his followers and skeptics alike. This event, the resurrection, is as significant as it is miraculous. It is the cornerstone of Christian faith, symbolizing hope, rebirth, and the promise of eternal life. From a historical perspective, these events had profound implications. The crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus marked a turning point in religious history. It led to the establishment of Christianity, a faith that has since spread across the globe, influencing countless cultures, societies, and civilizations. On a theological level, the crucifixion and resurrection hold immense significance. They represent the ultimate sacrifice for humanity's sins and the victory of life over death, light over darkness. These events encapsulate the essence of Jesus' teachings: love, sacrifice, and redemption. In Jerusalem, the city rich with a history that intertwines with faith and culture, the journey of Jesus came to a dramatic end, yet it was far from the end. The crucifixion and resurrection marked a new beginning, a legacy that transcends time and space. In Jerusalem, Jesus' journey came to a dramatic end, but his message continues to resonate throughout the world. So, what does this journey through the historical timeline of the Bible tell us? Well, it paints a vivid picture of the life of Jesus, from his humble birth in Bethlehem, through his formative years in Nazareth, to his transformative ministry in Jerusalem. It is a journey that has left an indelible mark on history, shaping not just Christianity, but the world as we know it. Starting in Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus, we explored how this small town became the epicenter of a story that would reverberate through millennia. It was here that the prophecy was fulfilled and the Messiah was born, marking the beginning of a life that would forever alter the course of human history. Next, we journeyed to Nazareth. It was in this quiet town that Jesus spent his formative years learning and growing, preparing for the ministry that lay ahead. Though it was a period of his life that is often overlooked, it is these years in Nazareth that laid the foundation for his teachings and the impact they would have on the world. Then we ventured to Jerusalem, the heart of Jesus' ministry. Here, he preached his message of love, compassion, and forgiveness, challenging the status quo and inspiring a movement that would grow into the world's largest religion. We traced his journey from Galilee to Jerusalem, a path that was both literal and symbolic, representing the journey from obscurity to renown, from the margins to the center of religious and political power. Finally, we arrived at the crucifixion and resurrection, the final chapter that forever sealed his legacy. It was in these moments of suffering, sacrifice, and ultimate triumph that the essence of Christianity was forged, offering hope and redemption to believers worldwide. Thus, by tracing Jesus' journey, we gain a deeper understanding of the historical context of the Bible and its enduring relevance today. This journey, woven into the fabric of history and humanity, continues to inspire, challenge, and transform us, reminding us of the profound impact one life can have on the world.